Hello, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And it is getting hotter and hotter by the day. For all, it's called May. But then that's what has been happening, as we know, global warming and change and all that. But May is always a more or less unpredictable month nowadays, isn't it? April and May, these 2 months, for the past at least 8 odd years. And it's gone up to 41 degrees, these past 2 to 3 days. Today is equally hot. It's actually very humid. As usual, it's raining somewhere, but not here. So here we're just getting dust storms, and we can hear the thunder, see the lightning even sometimes. But it's not really raining where I am. But it is raining somewhere in the city. Not right now, but I mean, when it does. So rain was expected yesterday as well, but I didn't see anything here, so might have rained somewhere. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so Pakistan today. What's going on with Pakistan? Right now, Pakistan, as we all know, is on the brink of defaulting, and that is because that is what they've come to do. Obviously, they've come to default Pakistan. And these ridiculous the most ridiculous thing, the joke of the century at the moment is that Maulana Diesel, this Maulana Fazlur Rahman, he claims that he would be able to produce 25 crore people to stage a sit-in protest in front of the Supreme Court. It's hilarious. I mean, I remember when Imran Khan used to call people out. I mean, it's historically recorded that Imran Khan has brought out the largest number of people ever, every time. And yet, even though it's on the record that the number of people that he has said he's brought out really are that number of people, it has taken the media cranes and drones to cover the amount of people that have been out and about in all the rallies that he has called and in all the marches. And yet these same people, these Fazlul Rahman and Bilawal and all these traitors, Sharif Khandan, the Sharif family, they were going on and on about how he was exaggerating the number of people. Yeah, these people could never even produce more than 100. And that even those people that, okay, when it comes to Maulana, what he does is that he just gathers all the students from all the madrasas all over and he brings them, okay. And when it comes to Bilawal, what they do is they go to the villages in Sindh and they, bring as many people as they can, and then they catch as many working class blue collar workers and laborers in and around Karachi. They bring them and then they tell them that we're going to give you free food and drinks. So they actually have no clue what they're going for and what they're doing. And then when they stand there and they see that they have to listen to Bilawal, then they're told to cheer for him at different separate points, to ensure that they get their free meal and drinks. And when interviewed, they even say that they're like, we're just here for the free food. We don't even know what's going on. We were told that there's, a celebration going on and we're getting a free food. And the same is with Nawaz Sharif and Maryam Nawaz and all. Again, they go to all these villages, they gather all these people, they tell them we're going to give you free biryani. And they bring those people in, and then those people have to listen to their speeches. And they're again told to cheer at various points. It's just hilarious. Okay, it's just absolute drama, the drama of these people. The latest drama by Shahbaz Sharif was when he kept on and on droning about this so-called Jinnah house. Jinnah house is only one, okay. His own house is in India. The other one was turned into a museum in Karachi, okay. So there's no other Jinnah house. So I don't know what Jinnah house he keeps on harping about. And again, their own people burnt that place down, and then they started calling it Jinnah house, and they started saying that people burnt it down. And it is so reminiscent of the Western leaders, the charade pulled by the Western leaders, where they all held hands and were ready to dance to the hoopla song when they themselves committed terrorism in Europe, and then they wanted to blame it on the Muslims, and they were talking about unity amongst leaders, and we will not let that happen. It was that same shit that was pulled by Shahbaz Sharif, which was even more proof that Shahbaz Sharif is in fact a minion of the American establishment, because he is following every single step. Just like how we know that India is working with Israel as well as following Israel's orders, because the steps that India has been taking against occupied Kashmir are exactly the same. They're identical to the steps Israel has been taking against Palestine. And now our own government are taking the people of our government, they're taking the exact same steps against their own public here in Pakistan. So it's so obvious who's behind it all and whose minions they are. And so Shahbaz Sharif then suddenly decided to do the hoopla thing here by suddenly he remembered Islam and he remembered a Maulvi, and he grabs some God knows who Maulvi, and literally no more than 20 people were there. And they did a candlelight ceremony. In Islam there is no candlelight ceremony, so what the hell are you people doing in the first place with a Maulvi there? And then the Maulvi kept on making duas, which, okay, there's no problem there. And sir, literally, if you look at the footage on TV, only one man kept saying Ameen. Others couldn't even be bothered to say Ameen. Seriously. I mean, that was the height of bad acting, or should we say that they just didn't even want to bother to act. And as soon as they finished showing that clip, that video, the news anchor says, as you can see, there's a huge number of people present. And we're like, what? So, I mean, the blatant lie where you can literally see only 20 people and three kids, and he's saying there's a huge number of people, there's a large crowd with a large number of children present as well. And we're like, fudge off already, seriously. So, I mean, this is how this government and its media, this is how they work. And obviously it's because anybody who will try to tell the truth is going to be killed, like Ashad Sharif, or kidnapped, like Imran Riaz Khan and Aftab Iqbal. Although Aftab Iqbal was released, not just Aftab Iqbal, his 90-year-old father was grabbed and kidnapped by the police. So they were released, but Imran Riaz Khan is still not released. And it's really weird when you have a bunch of jokers, you know, parading around these monkeys. They are just moving around, acting to be your government, and they're not even our real government, actually. They're the interim government. So one needs to ask them. The interim government is not allowed to be active in governance except to, one, stave off any coming crisis, potential crisis, and two, to ensure elections. And yet this government has been sitting here on our heads, refusing to do the elections, and they want to eliminate the largest, most popular party in Pakistan before they do the elections. So basically, they want to eliminate any real, any legitimate government chances, really, of governance. And they want that they should just completely eliminate Imran Khan and everybody, so that there should be no obstacle, no threat. Then Nawaz Sharif will come and he will get all his cases dropped. And then they will have the elections, in which we will have no choice but once again to have these two parties rule over us. And mind you, every single time these parties have run the elections, the people have never really given votes. They have always rigged the elections. They have always forged votes. The number of votes that they always claim to have is always larger than the actual number of people per that area claimed. And they're going to do the same. They did it even in the first elections that Imran Khan couldn't win the first time. They did it, and I remember it's because my mother was in one of those election booths, and some of her friends too, because it was the one that was the polling booth that was in our neighborhood. So all the neighbors, they were there, and they were, to take care of getting the votes done and everything. And at the end, the people of the army, they came, they stole all the votes from in front of the people, and they said it's not yet his time, we won't let him come. Literally, they said that. So the second time, the army saw that they had no choice because the people were getting extremely pissed off. And as you can see, the army made the mistake of messing with the government once Imran Khan was in power, and toppling the government. And now the army has earned the wrath of the people, and nothing is calming the people down. The army is now talking about killing terrorists and all, and now the people are questioning if they really are terrorists, because we all know that in Pakistan there is only one kind of terrorist that comes, and that is either a raw agent that is invited by our government to commit terrorism, or it is our government hiring their own goons to commit terrorism. So we have no sympathy for the army and its fight against terrorism. Before, the war against terrorism was the biggest charade ever pulled by America, in which they kept on sending terrorists from India and from Afghanistan into Pakistan, and they kept forcing us to fight a fight that wasn't ours. And Musharraf was paid heavily for that, as he very openly said it. There was one thing about Musharraf, is at least he didn't lie to cover up any of America's mischief. He very openly challenged America, which is why America was scared of Musharraf as well, and which is why America toppled Musharraf as well, because Musharraf very, very openly challenged America on the charade of war on terror, and the fact that America was not sending aid to Pakistan, but in fact was paying the Pakistani army for the work done. So there is that. And now we have this new charade coming up where if the public protests, it is illegal and it is terrorism. But if PDM protests in front of the Supreme Court, violating its sanctity, if the police vandalizes High Court, then that is legal. It's amazing what they the standards that they've set up on what is legal and what is illegal. On the other hand, you've got the government calling Imran Khan's every move illegal, whereas the government itself is illegal. It's not an elected government. It's not even an interim government, although technically it is an interim government. It has violated the constitutional law, because as per constitution, if all the assemblies they are dissolved, then you have to do an immediate election. And yet the Punjab Assembly got dissolved. What did the interim government do? They immediately put their own people there as well. When the KPK Assembly dissolved, they put their own people there. And then they forced resignations from PTI members in the National Assembly as well. And they put some more of their people there. So this is a violation of the Constitution. And then they talk about civilized countries not being violent when protesters are protesting peacefully. The police initiated violence. They always do, actually. So they've always been initiating violence, and the Punjab police is notorious. It's notorious for being the personal henchmen of the Sharif family. On the other side, in Sindh, Bilawal is displaying his incompetence by the way the public is being treated in Sindh. The violence that has been initiated by the People Party members, again trying to scapegoat PTI. There is nobody to scapegoat in Karachi, thank you very much. Everybody's already arrested. Same in Lahore, everybody's arrested. They have arrested all the top guns of PTI, the party. And I really do not understand what more do they want to do. Although actually, I mean, we do know what more they want to do, and that is to just destroy the country. But I mean, seriously, they've destroyed the currency. They have halted the Gwadar development, and it's so weird. They divided the country. They insulted the army by using it for their own personal agenda. They have been using the intelligence agencies for their own agenda. Every single time they come into the government, they do that. But this time, as I said, as an interim government, as an acting government, they're doing that, and very openly. They have incited violence amongst the people. They have provoked the people. They have sieged the country. They are acting as a fascist government, as an authoritarian government. And strangely, they are coining all these terms for Imran Khan. They are right now dictators. They always have been, but now they are very openly, very prominently acting as dictators. They are using law enforcement agencies to fulfill their political and personal agenda against the public and against their political rivals. And they are saying that Imran Khan divided the people and the army. Imran Khan insulted the governmental institutions. I mean, who are you making a fool of? And by the way, why are you always making speeches in English? And Pakistan may be the third largest English speaking country in the world, but our language is Urdu. So, who are you actually addressing when you're constantly speaking in English? You're addressing your masters, those behind in the US. You're trying to tell them, look, we're doing exactly what you wanted us to. And so that's how you're showing them, you're proving it to them that you are, doing their bidding. Is that why you're constantly making speeches in English? Seriously? And on the other hand, uh, what are you people doing, colluding with the enemy? You are, since Nawaz Sharif, I mean, all the fact that Nawaz Sharif, it was known that he had been giving uh, raw agents visas and work permits and giving them jobs in his own mill, in his own factory, so that they could easily move amongst our people and commit acts of terrorism and to spy on our people and on our country and to go and hit sensitive points of the country. And yet nobody executed Nawaz Sharif for treason. And they're saying that the law is acting favorites with Imran Khan. Seriously? You put 140 false cases on the man and even illegally arrested him. And all the cases that are against you are those that are evidenced both nationally and internationally. And you're saying those are lies. And you're saying that the law has played favorites with Imran Khan when you're the ones who are constantly coming back into power. You have not even been removed or blacklisted. You have double passports, dual citizenship, and as per constitution, as per law, anybody holding another country's passport cannot become a member of the parliament. And yet you're all sitting here lording it over us. Imran Khan does not have a dual passport or a dual nationality. He is purely Pakistani by passport and by nationality. So there is this ongoing ridiculousness in the country, and obviously because America's behind it, so it's going wildly smoothly despite the resistance of the people. And that is why the world is also mainly quiet. Only a few channels around the world are probably truly broadcasting what exactly is going on, even though the Amnesty International did jump in and say that the government of Pakistan is behaving outrageously. But still, I mean, you want to hold hands and dance to the hoopla song on peace when it's your countries, or when you hit your own countries and scapegoat another country, and then you want people to stand up for Ukraine, but you don't want people to stand up or know about Kashmir, and you don't want people to stand up for or know about Palestine, and you don't want people to stand up or know about Pakistan. It's amazing. It's amazing, the hypocrisy. And we can all see that that is only possible when the UK and the US are masterminding it all. So, you can go fuck yourselves for all we care, because at the end of the day, you're going to lose once again, and very badly and very heavily. It may cause us and cost us damages, but Well, we are ready to face all that. If it's a war you want, then it's a war you're going to get. And this is me signing out for the Hafiz.